Hello everyone. Hi, this lesson is for the module FC309. It's about the topic of the integration. Going to do definite integration, solving some questions from exercise 2.1, page 116, chapter 9. Okay, and if you want to check your answers, the answers will be on page 498, the final answer. Right, before I start, I just wanted to tell you about definite integration. What we mean by the definite integration, it means there is a limit. Well, a definite integral have a limit, like small numbers at the top and at the bottom of the sign of the integral sign. Yeah. So as this example here, we have a here as the lower limit. I highlighted in yellow, and the b is the upper limit, which is it's like another number at the top, and usually the lower limit is a smaller number and upper limit is the bigger number. Okay, so we just write the numbers or the limits in next to the integral. So that's a definite integral. And also when we do the definite integration, we don't add the constant of integration, the c. We don't add c when we do a definite integration, because always our answer is going to be a number at the end if we are doing definite integration. So we don't put c. Okay, and also just I would like to remind you, well, I'm sure you know that, but when we integrate, what we do, we always add 1 to the power. So we increase our power of the question by 1 and then divide. So first of all we add 1 to the power and then we divide by the new power. So divide by the new power. So just quick example here before I start doing the question. If I have x squared, if I want to integrate x squared dx, then this will be, I will add 1 to this power, which is 2. So it's going to be x to the power 2 plus 1, and 2 plus 1 is a 3. Then I will divide by 3. So this is going to be a plus c, of course, because I mean, for this specific example, it's not definite integral. So I'm just telling you about the integration. So plus c, and therefore it's x to the power 3 over 3 plus c. That's very quick, short thing, just to revise how to work out the integration. Okay, now I will start with question 1. A, which is the integral of 4x cubed plus 2x dx, and this is a definite integration. Okay, so again, when we start, what we do here actually, we do the integration as normal, and then we will put the limit. So when we put the limit, after that we need to substitute the values of x by these limits and subtract them. I will show you now. So first of all, let us integrate this question. So there's going to be 4x to the power 4, 3 plus 1 is 4, over 4 plus, we have 2x plus 1 to the power, so it's plus 2x to the power 2 over 2. And we don't put c here because we have limits, so the limits from -2 to 0. Okay. Now we cancel down. We don't need these 4s, they cancel down together. Then we end up with this equals, I'll write it down here. So this equals x to the power 4 plus x squared, and the limit from -2 to 0, because -2 is smaller than 0. So now what we do, so far we just did a normal integration. Yeah, so now what we need to do is replace each x by the upper limit, which is the 0 here, the upper limit, and then subtract the same function but we replace with the lower limit. So this is going to be, first is going to be, instead of x I will put 0, so 0 to the power 4 plus 0 to the power 2. So I finished from replacing x by the upper limit, which is the 0, and now I will do minus here, and then I'll substitute the value of lower limit, which is minus 2 here, the lower limit, which is minus 2 here, by the axis. So this is going to be minus 2 to the power 4 plus minus 2 squared. Okay, and if we know that, I'll just write down, this is the upper limit here, upper limit, and this is the lower limit, the minus 2. Okay, now minus 2 to the power 4, it means minus 2 times minus 2 times minus 2 times minus 2. So the answer is going to be positive for this. So it's going to be here 16, and minus 2 squared is 4. So that's 16 plus 4, which is 20. So the first one here, it's 0 anyway. 0 to the power whatever it is going to be 0. So 0 plus 0 is 0. So the answer here is going to be minus 20. Yeah, this minus here is this one here, the yellow ones, right? I hope that's okay with you. Okay, next question is B. The integral from minus 2 to 5 for x cubed plus x dx. Right, so first of all we will do just the integration, just the normal integration, and that will be, we add 1 to the power and divide by the new power. So we have x to the power 3 plus 1 is going to be x to the power 4. So it's x to the power 4 divided by the new power, which is 4 here, plus the integration for x is going to be x squared divided by the new power 2. Okay, and we don't do plus c because it's a definite integration. So we put the limit, we put this bracket, and we put the limit minus 2 and 5. When you do the integration, you're not allowed anymore to put the sign of the integral again, because we did integration here on the second step. So what you need to put, you put this bracket, and these are the limits. And now what we do, we substitute the values of the upper limit and the lower limit. So I will write them down underneath here. So instead of x to the power 4, it's going to be 5 to the power 4. You always start with the upper limit minus the lower limit. So 5 to the power 4 over 4 plus, instead of x squared, it's going to be 5 squared over 2. Then minus, now we start another bracket, and now we substitute the lower limits. So this is going to be minus 2 to the power 4 over 4 and plus minus 2 squared over 2. Okay, and we find the answers. So I'll just write down here this substituting upper limits, and here substituting the lower limits. Okay, so now if we just put this in the calculator, and you should get your answer as 651 over 4, and that's it. Okay. Now I will do another question. I will do this one here. Okay, I will do D. Okay, I'll do question D here. Right. So question D is the integral from 3 to 4 for 6x to the power minus 4 plus x to the power minus 2 dx. Again, first of all, we find the integration. So 6 to the power minus 4, you add 1 to it, it's like x to the power minus 3. Yeah? So that's going to be 6x to the power, well, I'll write it in details first for you. And that's divided by minus 3, that's the new power. And plus x to the power minus 2 plus 1. So minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1, so it's divided by minus 1. And the limits from 3 to 4. And this basically is going to be x to the power, so we cancel down the 3 here with 6, so we get 2. And don't forget about this minus here we have. So this is going to be minus, so this is going to be minus 2x to the power minus 3. And again, also we have this minus and this plus. So plus times minus is minus. So it's going to be minus x to the power minus 1. And your limits from 3 to 4. Okay? Okay. Now we just need to start substituting the limits. So I will write this down here again. I will write this down and then I will start substituting here. Okay, so we have minus 2x to the power minus 3 minus x to the power minus 1 from 3 to 4. Okay, when we say to the power minus 1, it means 1 over x here. Yeah, so just for, I'll write it as a note here for you as well. Yeah, x to the power minus 1 means 1 over x. Yes, so this is just a note for you. So instead of writing x to the power minus 1 here, I will write minus 1 over x instead. Minus 1 over x, which is the x to the power minus 1. Same thing. Right, so now this is going to be, what is that? Yeah. And even same thing if we write the x to the power minus 3, same thing, it means minus 2x over x to the power 3. Yeah, so this also means same thing. It means minus 2 over x to the power 3. Okay, so I can write this as minus 2 over, instead of x, it's going to be 4 to the power 3. Okay, minus 1 over, instead of x, is going to be 4. So I finished with the upper limit now, and now is going to be minus here in the middle, and then I'll start with the lower limit. So this is going to be minus 2 over, and instead of x, I will substitute 3 to the power 3, which is 27, minus 1 over x, so it's 1 over 3 instead of the x, okay? And this means it's minus 2 over 64 minus 1 over 4. Well, you can find this in your calculator anyway. Minus 2 over 27 minus 1/3. So when you work this out from the calculator, you should get your answer, which is 109 over 864. Right? I don't want to go through the details of it, but you should, well, just the idea now. Right, so that was D. Okay, question E, question 1E. So question 1E, it's the integral of from 1 to 2 of x squared plus 1 over x squared dx. Okay, so for this question here, just to make it easier for us, we can write this 1 over x squared as x to the power minus 2. So I'll write it again here, from limits from 1 to 2 for x squared plus x to the power minus 2, and then dx. Okay, and now we can integrate this. So this will be, we add 1 to the power divided by the new power, so that's x cubed over 3 plus x to the power minus 2 plus 1 is x to the power minus 1 divided by minus 1, and the limits from 1 to 2. Don't forget we have minus here and plus here, so they will be minus. Okay, so this is going to be, so now we will do, we will substitute the, well, okay, let me just carry on with this, make it simpler for you. So this is going to be here x to the power 3 over 3, because we have this minus and plus in green, that means it's minus. And x to the power minus 1, as I said earlier in the other question, it means 1 over x. So we said it's minus 1 over x, and the limits excuse me, from 1 to 2. Right, so now after we finish this, now we can substitute the values of the limits. Okay, so this is going to be, I'll write it down here so we have more space. So this is going to be excuse me, 2 to the power 3 over 3 minus 1 over 2. So that's the upper limit, then minus, I'll substitute the lower limit, so it's going to be, instead of the x, it's going to be 1 to the power 3, which is 1 over 3 here, minus 1 over 1, and that's give us 2 to the power 3 is 8, so it's 8 over 3 minus 1/2, yeah, then minus 1 to the power 3 over 3, it means 1/3 minus 1 is minus 2/3. And then, so what we have here, it's you will get like 13 over 6. You work it out in your calculator, and this minus and minus is going to be plus, so we have this minus and minus, this is going to be plus here. Okay, 2 over 3 and you should get the final answer as 17/6, and that's it. This is the answer for it. I hope that was clear for you and you understand.